Yo, what up? It's your boys, Handsome Frank and the Joker from MNF Wrestling. And I'm going to remind you early, like, sub, and share the video, and join us on Twitter at MNF Wrestling. So that way you can see when we post videos, in case you haven't hit the subscribe or the bell, you know. And yeah, let's do it. What are we going to talk about today? Eric Bischoff. That's the big news, Eric Bischoff. Well, I'm not surprised. What's to be surprised about? Look, I did a video a couple months ago, I think, saying, do we really need Eric Bischoff? And my consensus was, fuck no, we don't. I don't think Eric Bischoff is nearly as talented as people let on, or what he thinks he is. I mean, the motherfucker took WWF guys and put them above WCW guys for years, right? Did an invasion angle, and they pounded that shit in the ground, right? You had the NWO, then you had the NWO Wolfpack, then you had the NWO, what was it, Silver? Or was it red and... Yeah, I remember you had NWO red and black, white and black, 2000. You had the fucking Latino World Order. Okay, everything was New World Order. All the while, all the people, for the most part, most of the people in these different iterations of New World Order were either... Well, no, they were ran by WWF guys, right? Hogan, Nash, Bret Hart once. And then they even had like the B team. Remember they had the B team when they got back together. And the B team were primarily like WCW guys. Because outside of Goldberg, Bischoff didn't give a shit about his own guys. So he didn't know how to build guys, right? This is what I said. He doesn't know how to build guys. He always relied on veterans, mostly past their prime veterans. And, I mean, look, when you have Hulk Hogan and fucking Macho Man, God rest him, I love him, Hall, Nash, all those guys were past their prime. Even when Bret got there, he was just getting to the part... Well, I wouldn't say Bret was past his prime, because he could still put on really good matches, and his career was cut short by that moron Goldberg. But Goldberg was like the only guy. And even him, he was already old, right? He was already a pretty old guy. He started wrestling, what, in his 30s and shit? So you're not going to have a guaranteed long run with him. But everybody else, you know, Jericho, fucking Eddie, even, I'm not going to say Dean Malenko, but Chris Benoit, Perry Saturn, you know, those guys, they could have been something. Rey Mysterio, right? These guys could have been something in WCW, but all they were just the midgets, right? The vanilla midgets that opened the show. And Benoit knew it. That's why when they were afraid he was going to leave, they gave him the title, and he still left because he knew nothing would change for him, even with the fucking title. Look how long it took goddamn Booker T to get to the top. Even Diamond Dallas Page. These are WCW originals, you know? And he always buried his own fucking guys for the WWF guys. So when he was coming in, this isn't a time to win ratings with established stars. This is a time to build new talent. And I did not, and I still do not believe that he has the ability to build new stars. And that's just based on what I have watched from his work. And I've been watching wrestling since the mid to late 80s. I would say maybe 87. Yeah. Because I was born in 83. I know. I'm 36. Look at me. Oh my God. The gods smiled on me that day, my friends. They were like, this man is going to be, this baby is going to be a gorgeous man. And they were right. Thank you. So, his firing. Look, from everything I am seeing and watching, because I trust Brian Alvarez because he's the man. Dude wasn't doing anything. People didn't like working under him. People didn't even know what the fuck his job was. They said, yeah, well, sometimes he'd just show up in catering and then leave. Or he'd have a secret meeting and then leave. He didn't really know anybody, didn't know the talent. Bruce Pritchard was running the fucking show. So what the fuck was the point of hiring him in the first place? Because I guess they were saying, yeah, we want Bischoff to get acclimated with the current SmackDown roster and how things are done. Well, things are done a lot differently in today's wrestling than 20 years ago. Now everything's scripted. You have 30 fucking writers. You have a madman at the top that rewrites the script because he doesn't like it. So basically, you're writing for Vince McMahon. And I don't think Eric... I think he was like stranded in the middle of the ocean in that situation, right? I don't think he had a chance in hell to succeed. He had no chance in hell to succeed. What do you think, Joker? Yeah, he thinks it's funny, the no chance part. And yeah, shut up, dude. Doing video. You know, I don't think Joker's really crazy. I think he pretends to be crazy. And this new movie that came out where he has a mental disorder just leads credence to this guy pretending to be crazy so he can get away with, his homicidal tendencies. So don't believe it. Don't believe it. Good movie, though. So, yeah. Do I care about Bischoff getting fired? No, because I don't think he was going to do good anyway. I don't think he was going to move the needle. I think he was a guy that... I mean, why do you hire somebody that took you to task in the 90s? Almost destroyed your company in the 90s. Why would you hire that guy? Like, realistically. You would not like that guy. You'd be like, oh, he has good business acumen. When you actually look at the work, maybe not, right? I think Vince, being the petty bastard he is, hired him as a fall man, right? And it didn't take long. Because, like, let's look at the last 4 months. Ratings have been steadily going down. Sometimes they'll go up, for special shows. But SmackDown, and it wasn't even written or wasn't even produced by Bischoff. It's been Bruce Pritchard. So anybody that expects anything different going forward, you're not going to get it because it's still Bruce Pritchard. Okay? But the last 4 months, steady decline. And then they go to Fox, right? They go to Fox, and Vince, in his mind, is like, this is it. This is the boom. It's going to be such good shit. Chris Jericho's like, just slow down and have a little bit of bubbly. I can't do it, Chris Jericho. So let's scratch that. I'm not editing it out because I suck at editing. And so they had that really good rating for the first show. But then they dropped 1 million for the next. So much for the big boom period that Vince thought they were going to go through, right? And that's when you fire him. Because he hired him to make it look good for Fox. They have a steep decline in ratings. They just go back to normal, right? And they fired him. Kind of feel bad for Bischoff. He moved, him and his family, to Connecticut. That sucked. But, I don't dislike Bischoff as a human being. I just think, professionally, he sucks. I could go on and on about Bischoff and why I think he's shit. Like, even just how he had the hottest wrestler at the time, right? Coming off the Montreal Screwjob. Hottest wrestler. And he did nothing with it. You had people getting paid to just stand there. It was ridiculous. He could have done so much. Like, they could have done an angle where it's like, here's this NWO, which is mainly WWF guys. What is it going to take to take out the WWF guys? A fucking WWF executioner. Some would say the excellence of execution. You could have done a storyline like that. And let the chips fall where they may. And, you know, that's when you incorporate the WCW guys in, and you have, you know, Sting working with Brett to try to take down the NWO. And they eventually win without having Sting go into the NWO, or Brett going into the NWO, or fucking 5 different types of the NWO. Like, it's terrible, terrible shit. So yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not sad. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, dude. Just go. Go away and stay away from the wrestling world. You did shit for TNA. Like, shit. You shit on that company. I had no reason to believe that you would have helped this company. I see you as a fall man, a patsy, you know, a jail dummy, something like that. Bischoff, just go. I'm sure they owe you some money. Take it. Go buy another ranch or whatever it is you have. They're good for the soul. I've realized that living on a ranch. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. I wasn't even going to do this, but Mike asked me to. He's like, I want to hear what your thoughts are. I'm like, why? I can just call you. He's like, nah, do a video. Okay, boss. Sure. Like, that guy's my boss. I'm my boss. My girlfriend's not even my boss, okay? Anyway, yeah. Like, subscribe, join us on Twitter at MNF Wrestling. Do it because, you know, I do tweet. I try to get Mike to tweet because, you know, he's a pretty funny guy, but I guess he's Twitter illiterate. Twitterlit? Twitter lit. But yeah, enjoy AEW tonight and watch AEW Dark. Kenny Omega and Joey Janela fucking tore the roof down. They fucking went to war, and it was unsanctioned. And it's hilarious because they're like, it's unsanctioned, so it doesn't count towards their record. Awesome. That's so cool. Anyway, check it out. I'm going, so we'll talk again. We'll do this stuff. Only it would be me talking at you. Have a good day. And unlike I used to say, try not to kill yourselves watching SmackDown, enjoy watching AEW Dynamite. Because it's going to be dynamite. It's going to be explosive. Good match on it, man. Pac and Moxley against Hangman and Kenny Omega, the one and only. But he needs to get some wins. But I kind of like where they're taking this direction. I'm not going on a tangent. That's it. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that bullshit. Bye.